Uh-oh, I just figured out nobody could hear me. I'm muted. Fantastic. We wasted a minute of me saying thanks for everybody being here before we got to the first story. This is what happens when you do stuff live. All right, guys, we'll try one more time. Again, all of these stories are tied together. They don't seem so. This one seems overly political. It's something that I don't normally do, but it all fits together. I promise. First of all, California's fraud-riddled unemployment system has been down for the last 24 hours multiple times. This doesn't seem like it's a big deal, except that this was a system that was supposed to be repaired and fixed 8 months ago, right? In fact, this was something that was supposed to have been addressed since last October, but it hasn't been. And this is a real problem. The governor of California, obviously, Hollywood's in California, and a lot of folks that are on unemployment that actually work in Hollywood are really upset by this too. And it's no wonder that a lot of people in the state have decided to move forward with an impeachment effort, right? Newcomb is the recall effort, I should say. Impeachment's not the right word, but the recall effort is done by the voters. The voters have collected over 2 million signatures. They've already reached the goal that they needed, plus a lot more. So this is a done deal. This is going to happen, and it's going to be a little bit. It's going to be a little bit rough. Of course, there's a lot of political rhetoric being thrown, back and forth. And to be honest with you, all this is a referendum on somebody's job performance. So a lot of people didn't agree with the way he was doing things. A lot of people don't appreciate things even beyond what happened with the global crisis that we were dealing with. And there are even some Hollywood people that aren't happy with this, but we'll get to that here in just a second. Roku is actually starting its own advertising brand studio. So it's hiring people from Snap and Funny or Die to help develop it, which is kind of cool. This is an interesting talent pool to draw from. It's very similar to what was done for other places as well when they were getting launched, like Groupon, who hired the creator of the new Warriors to help make them funny and relevant, which he did, but then he stopped. Anyway, that's up to you to decide, but let's move forward from there. Ray Fisher is not really happy with, some information coming out of the hit piece, let's say that, from Ann Sarnoff yesterday when she was talking about the end of the Snyderverse, right? And the fact that there's some question about whether it's the end of the Snyderverse or not. It's actually interesting too. There's a lot of insiders that have put some study and thought into this, and have some sources that are telling them some different things. In fact, Tom from Midnight's Edge and I will be talking about that on the Tuesday tirade later today. So moving forward from there, we have, of course, Cineworld has signed the deal with Warner Brothers, which is fantastic. They're going to show, obviously, Kong versus Godzilla, Godzilla versus Kong, however you want to say it. It'll be kind of interesting, but this deal is far-reaching because it actually is going to define release windows and some other things going forward. And we're seeing capacity restrictions being upped to 50% of theater capacity, which is going to make the theaters a lot more attractive, to the studios for distributing their products. Because again, this is their primary source of income. You want to have the three streams, and not having the primary one for the last year has been really hurting all the studios. We all know that, of course. And moving from there, we go into, will Zack Snyder be invited to make another Justice League sequel? And of course, again, I'm referring to something that I know for a fact is something that's being talked about. Again, Tom and I are going to talk about it later today. I believe that you're going to see something. Something's going to be talked about beyond what some of the articles that have been written, some of the columns like this one that has been written. This one doesn't actually get to the point ever. It talks about the studio or Hollywood model as a whole, and it talks about the differences between then and now, and how things, should work and how they're going to work going forward. It's an interesting read. And again, it doesn't draw any conclusions until the very end when we get there. Sorry, guys. It says so it talks about the release of the Justice League Snyder Cut. And it says, now that that's happened, to leave Snyder by the wayside seems not merely unjust. It strikes me as foolhardy. This is an opinion shared by many. And Warner Brothers executives will, of course, look at the numbers. Well, obviously, Anne didn't have all the numbers in when she did her hit piece article, so we'll see. But I do want to say thank you all for being here, and I'm sorry I boomered at the beginning, but do be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, wash your hands, of course, because it's good hygiene. And until next time, guys, bye.
Thanks for visiting today. Be sure you're subscribed and hit that for alerts.
Yay!
Of course, like and share all of the videos that you can, as it helps with the algorithm. Have a great day.